Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Death card. Now, don't freak out. Death card is a very, very good card. This is the card of change, you know. It's the only constant in the universe. It is the nature of nature. It's the fundamental force of the universe. And it goes steadily on. It never ceases. Change is always happening, even when in the stillest of moments, right? Things are moving along at a very rapid pace. We don't always notice, though, you know. This is the first card, first position. It's called the station. This is our sense of self. We feel as if we are evolving into a new version of ourselves. Is the tone of your being, right? And again, this is the card of change, slow and steady change over the course of time. There is something that you have been working on, or it's a spiritual development, inner development, the spiritual path, the spiritual evolution, something that you have been, you know, this is the card really that says we go to the gym every day, even though every day we don't notice the difference. We don't see our muscles getting bigger on the day-to-day basis, but we know that it's a long-term evolution that's taking place, and we have to do that on the day-to-day, through the day-to-day activities, right? So this card is also kind of like saying that we've done a lot of release work. You know, I think that we've let go of a lot of things in life that we may have once been clinging to, emotions, beliefs, even people that we've been attached to things in the past, but we've let go of a lot. I feel like you're somebody that is always moving forward, looking at progress. We're not looking at regression. We're not looking at holding on to the past or clinging to things. We're very much understanding that things have to evolve. It's kind of like in your house, you know, where you don't just accumulate more and more and more things. You bring things in, old things go out. We accumulate more stuff. We have a garage sale to get rid of the old stuff, or we donate it, or we give it away to other people, or whatever, right? Or you sell it on the whatever websites. That it's this constant flow. It's even in our bodies, in the cells of our bodies. Cells are always dying and falling away to make room for the new cells that are growing, right? And, you know, it's just a matter of really, in the case of our physical health, building up the new stuff faster than the old stuff falls away, right? And in terms of our lives, we kind of want that equilibrium. We want new experiences to sort of push out the old experiences, and we want, you know, we want to clear the way so that we can have new things. We can have new experiences. So we don't want to cling to everything in our life so tightly that if we're clinging to things so tightly, we have no hands to sort of accept what life is giving us in the moment, you know? So the Death card is really a complex card, but it's a very, very strong card. It's a very good card to have as your first card, right? So I feel like you kind of look at yourself right now as being someone involved in this long-term transformation. And maybe we're getting closer to the end of some cycle or the end of a particular phase of your evolution, of your spiritual development. Okay? So let's reflect on how this card might be resonating with the sense of who we are right now. Where are we in this journey of transformation? Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We've got a 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles feels like it's kind of it's a waypoint. It's a marker. It's a milestone. Okay, we have a Queen of Pentacles, We have a 5 of Pentacles. The 6 of Cups. Oh, very nice. And we have a 6 of Wands. Very good. Very strong cards here today. We have a 9. Speaking of strong, there's the Strength card, the 9 of Wands. We have a Queen of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting, the water energy that we have is only our 6 of Cups. That's the only water energy here, yeah? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, right there on top, aka Mr. Lizard. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right? Now, as we look around the room, that's the only major arcana energy we have, right? We just have the one, the Death card. And that's, again, that's the force of change, slow and steady over the course of time. We're not expecting an overnight change, right? We want slow and steady progress because it's going to be the most lasting. It's not about one big, huge effort and then nothing. It's a drop in the bucket every day. Every day doing a little bit. Even if it's barely anything. Even if you're just like, you're lifting weights for like 30 seconds every day. That's fine. Start somewhere. Okay? And so I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're in now. Even if you don't have these big surges of motivation, this big push and this big explosion of progress, we don't have these tower moments, right? You're putting in work every day because it's a marathon here. It's not a sprint. Yeah. But I feel that there is kind of a big red alert here from the universe saying, look, we have to realize what we've accomplished now. I feel like between the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups, you are reaching a particular milestone. And this is going to be a big deal for you. Okay? So we have our major. We've got fire, fire and fire, a little bit of water, a little bit of air, and then we've got earth, 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 and earth. Okay? So it is really a lot of fire and a lot of earth, which means manifestation. Fire and earth is that spiritual electrical circuit of creation. You are manifesting your best self, and you are manifesting your best life. Okay? Now, position 2 is this card here, and this is the battle card. This is where your task or your quest is revealed. This is the conflict right now. And this is the 4 of Pentacles. This is the card of, well, first of all, it's the card of basic needs. It's the card of water, shelter, food, and, I don't know, transportation. It's kind of the routine. It's kind of like saying, I have this basic routine in life that I'm going through. So the challenge in that aspect might be simply your diminishing enthusiasm for the routine of things. Because again, the Death card, right? Slow and steady change over the course of time, which means routine. It means monotony. It means we have to just have these good habits and we have to continue doing them every day. It's not enough to do things once and then you look back and you analyze the data. It's not going to tell you anything. You've got to do it long term. You've got to have this a long, a research study, right? It takes a long time. You have to get a lot of data if it's going to mean anything. You can't just do one thing one time and have a conclusion. It's got to be a repetitive thing. So sometimes the 4 of Pentacles is just that we kind of feel like our routine is just becoming too boring, too isolating, too monotonous, But this card is also telling me that you're reaching a particular milestone very soon, okay? We don't want to give up now because this milestone is going to be a really big deal. And the challenge here, your quest, is to basically continue to build up your power a drop in the bucket. How do you fill the ocean? One drop at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And that's the only thing that's going to get it done right now is this consistent motivation, consistent discipline, really. It's not even about motivation, is it? This is the sun in Capricorn. And that Capricorn energy is one that is just steadily climbing up the mountain one step at a time. Gradual progress. Just every day another step, every day another step, you know. We're not trying to compete against anybody else. We're not comparing ourselves to anybody else. We're comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday, you know. And we're trying to say, like, at the end of the day when we go to sleep at night, we're saying, did I do better today than I did yesterday? Have I made a little bit of progress? Did I maintain something? Did I keep going at it? And if we are consistent in that way, one, I think we're going to sleep like a baby. But I think we're going to see over the course of time how much progress we're actually making. It doesn't seem like much. Maybe you're doing 5 minutes a day. Right? And for a while, 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes, that's it. That is going to really make a huge difference. Even just 5 minutes a day. Think about what you can accomplish in, a month or a year or something, right? It's kind of like when you're trying to read a bunch of books. Just read one chapter a night. One chapter every night. Or even just, set your watch. 5 minutes every night, read. With no distractions. This is someone who's like locked in their room practicing, right? That might be it. It might be all about practice. Forcing ourselves to do it. Because we know that today I'm not going to suddenly make these huge improvements, but the practice I do today is creating this long-term evolution of what I'm doing. It's like you're trying to learn how to play drums. And you're trying to get really, really fast with your hands, right? And when I practice today, I don't feel like I'm all that much faster than yesterday. I'm going through my practice routine and I'm slowly increasing the tempo and I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do, but it's just, I don't feel a huge jump. But when I look at where I was a year ago, light years beyond, right? And so that's kind of the challenge right now. And this is where our courage really is being tested. This is where we're learning a lot about ourselves. It's kind of like learning how we practice this thing, how we keep ourselves doing it, how we stick with something, even after the novelty is worn off. The long, slow progress, right, that's what it's all about. How do we stay with something? How do we, and I think that you have that ability to commit. You have that, it's almost your Taurus stubbornness, So that, I think that is our conflict now. But I do feel like you're about to reach a particular milestone. You're about to check something off your list or something, right? We're kind of getting, I think we're getting an awareness of the power that we have accumulated already. And so that brings us to our third position, the soul, right? Your hidden self, the unconscious, the secret longings. Sometimes this card in this position, it's what's underneath the surface in you. And this is a card of reflection. And this is the card, it's the Queen of Pentacles, right? This is the card that looks at the past. And looking at the past, perhaps to say, where did I start versus where am I now, right? So look at the past. Look at the long and winding road that you've already traveled. And look how far you've come. Look at you could look at the last 10 years and say, wow, yeah, a lot different now than it was 10 years ago. For me and my personal development, maybe your career, maybe your family, maybe your spiritual practice, whatever it is, your art, right, your science, your work, whatever it might be for you, whatever your life's work is, your magnum opus, your great work. Look at the past, see where you were yesterday and the day before, and use that as motivation to keep going, to build confidence, to keep succeeding. Okay, every day is a success. Every day is a milestone. Every day is another, marking it off on the calendar. Every day is a win. And that's how we have to keep going. We don't want to look at just like the long-term future thing. Oh gosh, I still have, miles to go before I get to the summit of the mountain. It feels too much. It feels overwhelming. It feels like we're being crushed by the weight of that mountain, right? We're trying to fill the ocean. Oh my gosh, this is a huge ocean. It's going to take forever. We take it day by day, piece by piece, so that we don't feel overwhelmed. We don't feel crushed by the weight, by the significance of that. it's a huge task before us, right? I don't know what you're doing, if it's business, career, maybe you're trying to retire, trying to save money, trying to build a barn, I don't know, whatever you're doing, right? Trying to read every book in the library, you know. Trying to eat the elephant, you know. And we don't look at it as one big thing and think, I don't know, there's no way I can do it. And that's where we get our 10 of wands here too, in the position of the fear, worry, and concern, is that this task is so big, I can't do it. I can't eat that whole elephant. But if we just take it one bite at a time, I don't know where that phrase came from, do you? I know it's a Perfect Circle album, right? Eat the elephant, I think. But I don't know where that phrase comes from. But anyway, I wouldn't eat an elephant. I love elephants. They're very intelligent, aren't they? They're super intelligent. Empathic, too, elephants are. And the good memory is what I heard. But anyway, looking at the past and seeing how far we have come is allowing us to say, oh, okay, this day-by-day, drop-by-drop stuff actually works, you know? And so I feel that this is helping us to acknowledge how we feel. Because as we're looking forward, we might see this huge mountain in front of us and think, there's no way I can climb it. So what do we do with that feeling? Well, we sort of look at the past and we say, look how far we've already come. Look down to the bottom of the mountain. Look how far away it is. The people look like ants down there. You may still have a long way to go, sure, but you've already gone a long way. So you could go another long way too. In fact, you can go as far as you wish to go. It's kind of a mountain that doesn't really have a summit. It has peaks. After peak, after peak, after peak. You can go as high as you want to go. And if you're reaching a summit, if you're reaching a particular plateau right now, then maybe this is where you're content. Okay, it could be. The 4 could be that plateau. It could be the idea that we've been doing the same thing repetitively. It's become a habit. Let's say you're at the gym and you've been doing the same exercises for the same duration, same sets and reps, same weight, same order, and you're starting to feel like, I'm not making any progress anymore. I just got a feeling that it's not working anymore. Well, that might be the indication that says, okay, we've got to sort of change something. Maybe we have to switch things up. And anytime we get a 4, we start looking for the 5. Anytime we get a 5, we start looking for a 4. So this is all about establishing the routine, disrupting the routine, and then turning that into a new routine, and then disrupting that routine. And so we're kind of, especially if it has to do with physical fitness and exercise, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, indefinitely. Eventually you have to insert a little bit of a variable. We got to give ourselves just a little bit of a twist. It may be rearrange the order of your exercises, change the weight, change the sets and reps, do it in the evening instead of the nighttime. You know what I mean? Rearrange the days, do leg day on Friday instead of Wednesday. You know what I mean? Switch it up a little bit because that's going to stimulate new growth. And new growth, of course, is the 6 and the 6, right? So the 4 now might feel like things have plateaued. But when we're down here with our Queen of Pentacles looking at the past, we may think, okay, the things that have worked for me in the past may not be working for me so well now. Doesn't mean that something was wrong with something. It doesn't mean that what I was doing in the past didn't work or that I'm doing something wrong now or anything like that. What it means is it's time to switch it up a little bit. It's time to bring in a little bit of novelty so that things start working again. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's like the same routine now, it's not really working. We're not making any progress. Things aren't going in a very good direction. Things have kind of stagnated. Things have stalled, right? And so maybe if it feels like things have stalled, what we need to do is see how we might be able to bring in a variable. Okay, flip one of the variables. So doing things out of order, disrupting our routines a little bit. But looking at the past anyway, with this card is the awareness that what has worked in the past may not be working right now in the present. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with anything. It just means that it's maybe time to get creative and make a little tweak, Yeah, just a little tweak. The next card is the dwarf, position 4. This is the old pattern, right? This is the residue of the old self, the old you, right? It's kind of a lingering shadow, and this is something that we have to understand is still influencing us now. This is a card of worry. This is the card of a lot of variables, a lot of things are changing, and what we have done now is we've taken this sort of unstable, shaky ground that we're on, right? Everything was kind of up in the air. You've stabilized things, okay? And I think it's taken you a long time to do that. But things in your life weren't always so predictable or so certain. This was unpredictability. This is predictability. This is chaos. This is order. This is routine. This is randomness. Okay? And you've taken the chaos, the confusion, the randomness, the disorder, and you've created, stability. You've created safety. You've created order and routine and, predictability. And so now if we kind of feel like, okay, this is not giving us the same amount of progress, we might have to, invoke a little bit of that chaos factor, a little bit of that unknown, a little bit of that uncertainty. Because it's only through obstacles that we grow, right? And so I kind of feel like this evolution that you're on, we might be hitting a wall. We might be hitting that plateau. It might have stalled out because we need a little bit of that unknown, that challenge. If your mind, your heart, your body already knows what to expect, there's no awareness there. There's no challenge. There's no growth. The obstacle is the way. We only grow in the uncertainty and in the chaos. And then we crystallize, we solidify, we establish something, we integrate it, and we get a little bit stronger. We build up our power. Then we sort of have to go back to this again. So this is kind of the change that the death card represents, because the 4 is not changing. This is something that is now just a working system. But there's no change there. The 5s, this is where the change is. Okay, so it's kind of like we're disrupting things just enough to stimulate a little bit of growth. Does that make sense? But the next card, let's look at the 6 of Cups. It's the giant. It's the driving force. It's the impulse that propels us forward. The 6 of Cups is a card called pleasure. This, to me, is a card of community. It's a card of connections. It's a card of love. It's a card of tranquility. It's a card of not just having our basic needs met, but by having the extra, by really having a life that we enjoy. It's kind of like if we have the 4 of Pentacles, this is the platform. This is like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When we have these basic needs met, we can reach for the higher things. We can aspire to more. We can have art. We can have music and love and connections, and we can have these higher interests, these spiritual peak experiences, let's say. Because what we don't want to limit ourselves to is just struggle and stability, struggle and stability, struggle and stability. Okay, now it's kind of like the struggle, stability, struggle, stability. That's going to be an alternator that's always going to be in motion. Okay, and that's kind of it's change equals stability. Stability equals change. And this is that piston underneath the surface that's always going to be running back and forth, change, stability, change, stability. On top of that, we start having these other higher aspirations, okay? So this is really your creative energy, this is your ambition, this is your guiding light. What else are we trying to manifest? Because I know we're not just working to, for this sort of self-development, or we're not just working on whatever this, if it's a physical or financial thing, right, with the earth energy. We're looking for something higher. It's kind of like that growth is really a means to an end. Okay, so what is your true purpose? Is it that we're trying to establish, I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of an art community or something like that for you. I feel like you really have this, you have this desire to connect with people, or to form some kind of a family, or, I don't know, some kind of a collective, right? Maybe it's about being of service to the collective. Maybe it is about you contributing your artistic, your creativity, and your art, and your your music, or just your essence to the larger community of the universe, right? Because this is creative energy that is directed toward other people, right? That's directed toward the world. Yeah. So as the only water energy that we have, I feel like this is that sense of purpose for you. It's kind of like the reason why we are trying to grow and expand and develop something here. This is a lot of fire and earth energies. And of course, we have that death card, which is the slow and steady evolution of something. So this is kind of like that that brilliant sun over your head. That is, it's always there, even when we are here struggling and we're doing the hard work. This is kind of like this is that higher joy and love, knowing that you're fulfilling your purpose. That you're doing this work for a reason. Yeah. So I guess the question needs to be like, what is it that we're really trying to manifest here? Okay. Are we trying to make the world a better place? Like, what are your higher aspirations? And what virtues must you embrace if we're going to keep growing? Right? If we're going to keep moving forward and keep getting these victories. We got a big win coming up here, right? So all of your ambition, all of your work, right? Whatever kind of work this is, it's not just what you do for money. It's just what your life's work is at this time. It's for love in some way. It's for connection. It's meant to improve the connections of people in your life. Maybe it's something you're doing it for the family. You're doing it for yourself, as part of the larger community. So a family, or your neighborhood, or your town, or for the universe at large, or for the entire world, something like this, right? The Six of Cups also, right? Because remember, it's pleasure. It's the key word there. So it's kind of like saying we're going through all of this change, stability, change, stability, change, stability. If this is a particular milestone that is happening very soon, which it feels like it is, it feels like you're reaching some sort of a plateau, you're reaching some sort of a milestone. The Six of Cups is here to say, make sure you feel that. Make sure you allow yourself to feel the good, feel the pleasure of what you've accomplished. Because this sort of helps us stay motivated, right? We don't want to linger here indefinitely. This is a peak experience, and you have to be fully present. So I feel that very soon you're reaching something. I don't know if it's like, it's some kind of a goal, but it's one of your like short or medium term goals on this larger path, right? So it's kind of like a way station. And when you get there, make sure that you enjoy it. Make sure that you replenish your energy. Because let's not forget, this is the only water energy and we see. So it's like when we get here, we have to resupply. We have to make sure we pick up enough water and we pick up enough food and enough, get enough hugs before we continue on the journey. Okay? So I feel like that's really a big deal. We don't want to miss this. We don't want to not stop here. This is like an oasis. When you're sort of slowly, trekking through the desert, this is the oasis that you don't want to pass this by. Okay? Don't let this pass you by, because this is the refreshment, the love, the pleasure, right? The self-care, maybe the sense of community, the bonding, the break that we need so that we can continue on this journey. Now, position 6 is the imago. It's the image of your future self, right? The next step on the path. Back at it. Continuing, getting the wins. We're continuing, we're expanding our creative energy. I think in the very near future, you're going to have an opportunity to join a larger group. I feel like there's some kind of art thing for you, and I don't know what kind of art or what, but I feel like you're sort of arriving somewhere where you're going to be invited to stay and contribute for a while, you know? Maybe it's kind of a job or a career. Maybe you're literally an artist. But you're going to be invited to be part of something that really is, I mean, it's a pretty major thing for you, okay? This is the card of victory, right? Victory after struggle. And we got a lot of struggle. We've got worry, we've got power, we've got change and stability, We got struggling and, staying consistent, persisting, climbing the mountain. And then we finally have victory. And so when these two cards get together, then we are really celebrating the big, big win. So I feel like you're very close to some sort of major accomplishment on this path that you've been alternating between like instability and stability, climbing up the mountain and getting to a resting place where we're camping for the night, and then getting back on the journey, and then we're camping for the night. I feel like you're arriving at some more like semi-permanent place. So a big, big win in your future here very soon, okay? And we don't want to miss it. We don't want to miss this. We don't want to miss the opportunity for that kind of celebration either. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Readings are totally free. The Nine of Wands is a card of strength. This is your persona. This is how we present ourselves to the world. This is the mask we wear in the greater theater of life. And it's a card of strength. It's the card of an unbreakable will. So it's kind of a stubbornness. This is somebody with a sense of purpose that is climbing the mountain no matter what. And this is somebody in a way that has everything that they need inside of them, that is connected to their own pure power source. Yeah. And they are driven. And it's kind of like they don't need anything. So I kind of am looking at that Six of Cups and thinking, no, we do need something. We do need love. We do need connection. We do need community. We do need self-care. We do need to resupply our water bottle before we continue on our hike, right? So when you pass by the water fountain, fill up your water bottle, right? Don't just keep going, because I feel like people see you as somebody that doesn't really need anything. You almost like, to the people around you, you seem kind of invincible. And this may be something that we are, we're sort of, we like that people perceive us that way. But in truth, I think we need sustenance. We need love and affection. We need pleasure. We need community. We need support in order to feel strong enough to keep going. Whatever your path is right now. So this is the mask that we wear, right? And sometimes this is a card of independence. And how is this serving your higher purpose? If your higher purpose is love, connection, and community, and tranquility, and sort of being in harmony with the world and with the universe, and being a lamp in the darkness, among all these other lamps, right? How does this independence sort of compete with that, right? Because this is almost like a hermit card, almost. It kind of is this image of this inner strength that says, I don't need anybody else. I can do this myself. Whereas the Six of Cups is like, we're all in this together. We're all like holding hands. This is somebody that is kind of holding their own hand, And so it kind of competes with that a little bit. And I think that we just have to be aware that other people see us as somebody that doesn't really need anything. And so maybe people don't offer things, And maybe we have this persona that kind of keeps people away a little bit. Even though we really want people, they see us as being perfectly strong and capable. Like we're not the ones that need anything, so we don't get offered anything. Does that make sense? Because this is this is kind of a warrior energy. And we think of a warrior, somebody that doesn't really need to eat food or to lay down and relax, or doesn't have any feelings, doesn't have any emotions, doesn't have any problems, People see you as being very, very strong. And you are very, very strong. And I think that it's not always easy for us to admit that we want some kind of connection. We want to have an emotional experience, The next card is position 8. It is the Shadow. And it's the Queen of Swords, okay? This is a card of objectivity, right? This is the card of detachment, yeah? And this might be revealing to us what we are sort of what we want, but what we aren't really acknowledging about ourselves, right? So it's kind of that shadow aspect. Because we might not be realizing how detached we sometimes can be from other people. So we have that 6 of Cups. That's the desire. I want to be with other people. I want to have connections. I want to have friends. I want to have family. I want my pets, my plants, my people. I want to have an emotional relationship, This is the card of that kind of extreme, caricature of a stoic, someone who doesn't have any feelings at all, detached from the feelings. And I think the aspect that we need to embrace here is that, no, I don't want to be detached from my feelings. I want to admit, I acknowledge in myself that I want love, and I want affection, and I want people, and I want community. And there's nothing weak about wanting community. See, this is strength. Does that mean that wanting the 6 of Cups is weakness? No. And that's where our incompatibility between these cards has to stop, especially with the Queen of Swords, who is detached from that feeling because I don't know why, but by embracing our need for emotional connections, I feel like that empowers us. This is the card in the position of your relationships, in the position of your environment. So it feels as if we're right now not connecting so much with our people, though we really, really want to. Okay, so we have to at least acknowledge that and figure out, well, what can I do? What kind of lesson am I learning here? Am I in some way, projecting this image of myself that is telling other people that I don't want to connect with them? It's like we're out in public and we just have a scowl on our face. Like, people are going to think, okay, well, that person doesn't want to talk, So we have to be aware of how we're presenting ourselves to the world. If we want something, let's make sure we're not putting up walls. Let's make sure we're not being so disconnected. And sometimes when we really truly feel something so strongly, we tend to disconnect from it because it's hard to deal with such a strong feeling, a strong desire, right? Let's say a strong desire for the 6 of Cups there, that it might be so overwhelming that we tend to detach from it. Sometimes this detachment is good, right? That we strongly desire our goal, but it's overwhelming to want it so bad. So what we do is we detach from the goal. That way we can just be strong and do the work to get to the goal, right? But if part of our goal is to have, those emotions and those connections and to bond with people, then we have to sort of think of things in a different way. Yeah. The part of that whole theme is expressed here in the next card, the position 9, the Spectre, the fear, worry, concern, the anxiety, the dread, and the challenges. Okay? And the challenge, this is kind of what we fear the most. What we don't want to become, and that's the 10 of Wands. We don't want to become so overwhelmed with the responsibility of our path that we just crumble underneath the pressure. We crumble under the weight of all of this. And if people just assume that we are just like a pack animal, that a beast of burden, right? Then people are just going to keep piling stuff on. And if we don't ever speak up and say, hey, I can't handle this, I'm having an emotion here, and I need something else, then people are just going to keep piling on our backs, and we're going to crumble. We're going to be crushed under the weight of things, right? This is that card of having sort of too many responsibilities. This is the card of kind of all fire and no water, all effort, pedal to the metal, going so fast, so hard, so intensely, and never stopping to say, hey, I need a drink of water, I need to relax, I need this or that, or I need someone to just hang out with me, I need to talk to somebody or whatever, right? Being open and vulnerable and emotional. Okay? And that the secret is in this card. Real strength comes from a connection with your emotions. See, this card, Sun and Moon, are connected. We're not detached from our feelings. We are connected to our feelings, and that's where strength really comes from. Okay. But this card is being overwhelmed by the burdens before us. So again, we're looking at the long-term goal. Like I said at the beginning, we look at the long-term goal and we think there's no way I can get there. But if we take it day by day and we put in the work day to day and we have proper lubrication, right, then this is going to be much easier. We can accomplish this really big, huge task, this big, huge feat, this big work of our life, this great work. We can achieve it. Okay. But all fire and no water is eventually going to lead to burnout and exhaustion and a breakdown. Okay? Now, and that's what we don't want to become. We don't want to just become a beast of burden where everybody thinks they can just pile on more and more responsibilities to us without us ever feeling anything. Oh, don't worry, Taurus can handle it. And it's nothing to Taurus. And meanwhile, we're like, we have these feelings, right, that people aren't aware of. So the next card then is the work, and that's the Three of Pentacles. It's the card of destiny. It's the fully kind of realized self, and this is where your body, your heart, and your mind are working together. Right, the body, physical energy, the heart, the Six of Cups, the mind, the Queen of Swords, right? The body, the heart, and the mind are working together, which means that we're connected with our body, which I think you are, but you're connected with your heart as well. And you know what your heart wants and what your heart needs in order to continue this work. If things are going to work, all these things have to be in balance. If we're doing too much of the physical work and the heart and the mind aren't in harmony with the rest of it, if the things aren't working as a system, things are going to break down. So we're getting back here, this is your destiny, to the proper functioning. Because I feel like what is kind of looming above you as sort of out of reach even, is the heart, is the emotions, is the connections. And so that means that one of these wheels, one of these pentacles is not functioning in harmony with the others. Okay? Your mind and your body are working together in order to accomplish your goals, but the heart is saying, hey, well, what about me? Right? And so this is what we're trying to bring everything into alignment here. And so I feel like right now is a really important time for you to focus on your interpersonal relationships, the intimate relationships, the people you love, your pets, your plants, your people. Okay, because you're reaching a certain milestone where that opportunity is there. I don't know if you could take a day off, or there's something for you to enjoy. Make sure you connect with other people and you don't stay aloof and you don't detach from it, but you feel the feelings and you share those feelings with the people around you that care about you, because that's how you continue. You want to do that before it's too late, because if you don't do it, we're going to burn out. We're not going to be able to continue this marathon if we don't stop by the water station and grab the little cup of water as we're running by on the marathon, right? That's what we need right now. Let's look at the mystery card. This is position 11. This is the position of the guide. Okay. It's the higher self, the inner teacher. This is the wisdom that is waiting to lead you forward. What do we think it's going to be? Water energy. It's going to be a cup. Right, it's going to be an Ace of Cups probably, or a 3, a 6, 9, or 10 of Cups, I'm sure. Because I feel like that's kind of the missing piece here, and that's the guiding us forward has to be. We have to take that sip of water. We have to have those moments of joy and love and peace and tranquility and pleasure and self-care and relaxation and those moments of bonding, right? So let's see what we have. Oh, we've got the Nine of Cups. Very good. Super abundance. This is happiness and fulfillment on every plane of being, the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. This is you living a happy life. And the happiness here is blessing your journey with its counsel. And the counsel says, if we're not enjoying the path we're on, we're not going to be able to sustain the path. Now we're replacing some of this fire energy with a lot of water energy, equal portions, right? So it's kind of like we have to repose. So we have to rest when we want to rest. We have to bond emotionally with people when we feel it, when we need it, and not just at set intervals. We don't have to earn the love from the people around us. You know what I mean? We don't have to say, okay, only when I get to a certain mile marker, then I can have a drink of water. No, you're thirsty, right? We don't need to ration it. It's not literally water, it's love, right? It's happiness, it's pleasure, it's bonding, it's connections. The more you use it, the more there will be available to you to use. So it's like you have a water bottle that never runs out of water. You drink it anytime you need it. We don't have to, we can stop and rest anytime we want. We don't have to wait until we've earned it. Yeah? So what is this card whispering to you? Let this guidance light your way. We want to enjoy the journey. We have to be able to take pleasure in our life if we're going to continue on this path and get to the top of the mountain, whatever's up there for you. Okay, otherwise we're going to burn out. We're going to lose interest. We're just going to say, I don't even care about this long-term goal. We have to find ways to make it rewarding for ourselves. Truly, deeply rewarding, So I like this. I think this is a very fine way to end the reading. Yeah. And it's on every dimension, every plane of being. We've got to reward the body. We've got to reward the mind. We have to feel and appreciate ourselves on the physical and financial planes, right? Treat your body nice. Buy yourself something nice, mentally and emotionally. We got to find, ways to unwind and relax and experience joy with other people through intellectual pursuits, reading things, talking to people, just existing with people, emotional connections, and spiritual and creative rewards too. Yeah. Now, let the lessons of these 11 stations settle in your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation. Remember that the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the patterns of possibilities. It invites you to co-create your destiny. Now, if this reading has illuminated your path, please share your reflections down below. Together we journey onward, ever upward and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.